What if one man's pain, loneliness, and madness could paint the world in colors no one had ever imagined? Could suffering itself become the spark of genius? I was born in a small Dutch village called Zundert in 1853. My dad was a pastor, serious and strict, and my mom was kind but always watching. I was the oldest surviving child, and from the start, I felt a weight of responsibility. I loved wandering the fields, watching farmers work, animals graze, and dreaming of worlds beyond our village. My little brother Theo understood me more than anyone else, and we shared a secret bond of imagination and dreams. As a teenager, I was restless. School and rules bored me. I loved to draw and observe, but life kept pushing me toward jobs I didn't want. I tried working in an art shop, teaching, even as a preacher like my dad. I failed many times, felt lonely, and often wondered if I would ever find my place. But deep down, I knew one thing: I had to create. I had to paint. In my 20s, I finally picked up brushes seriously. I moved to Paris to be with Theo and saw artists like Gauguin and Pissarro painting with bright colors and freedom. I learned that art could express emotion, not just copy reality. Later, in Alls, the sunlight and colors made me paint like never before. I created my famous sunflowers and dreamed of an artist community with Gauguin. Life wasn't easy. Our tempers clashed, and I even hurt myself, but I kept painting, pouring my soul onto the canvas. In 1889, I stayed in an asylum in Saint Remy. My mind was stormy, but I painted every day. That's when I created the Starry Night, a swirling sky full of emotion. I discovered that pain could become beauty and that art could heal. My letters to Theo show how much he believed in me and gave me courage. In 1890, I moved to Auvers-sur-Oise, near Paris, where I painted wheat fields, portraits, and wheat field with crows. I worked faster than ever, expressing every feeling with every brushstroke. Life was short, my struggles many, but I knew my art was eternal. I am Vincent van Gogh, a painter who lived intensely, felt deeply, and left behind over 2,000 artworks. I may not have been famous in my life, but my paintings now show the world that even in struggle, passion, creativity, and honesty can leave a mark forever. Vincent van Gogh's life was not only full of color and creativity, it was also marked by darkness and struggle. Throughout his life, he battled loneliness, mental illness, and feelings of failure. Despite his talent, he often felt misunderstood by family, friends, and society. In his personal life, Vincent struggled with love and relationships. He fell in love several times, but his intensity and emotional instability made it hard for him to sustain any relationship. One of the most notable episodes was his attempt to marry a woman named Sien Hornick, a former prostitute and mother of a child. Despite his deep affection, their relationship faced judgment and practical difficulties, and it eventually ended. His mental health struggles were constant. Vincent experienced severe depression, anxiety, and psychotic episodes. One of the most famous incidents was his conflict with Paul Gauguin, his fellow artist and friend, which led Vincent to cut off part of his own ear. He spent periods in hospitals and asylums, where he continued to paint, using art as a way to cope with his inner turmoil. Vincent's professional life was also full of struggle. Although he produced over 2,000 artworks, he sold very few during his lifetime. He depended heavily on his brother Theo for financial and emotional support. The lack of recognition and constant hardships deepened his despair. leaving him feeling isolated and hopeless. Tragically, Vincent van Gogh's struggles culminated in his death at the age of 37. In July 1890, after years of battling mental illness and emotional pain, he shot himself in a wheat field in Auvers-sur-Oise. He died 2 days later, leaving behind an enormous body of work that would later be recognized worldwide. Although his life ended in sadness, Vincent van Gogh's legacy is one of passion, creativity, and emotional honesty. His struggles remind us that genius often comes with suffering, and his art continues to inspire millions around the world. Vincent van Gogh's life teaches us that even in the darkest times, courage, creativity, and persistence can turn pain into beauty and leave a lasting mark. Hardships shape us, but they don't define us. Keep creating, keep dreaming, and your courage will inspire the world. If stories with mystery, pain, and beauty speak to your soul, and you're curious about the world behind the art, then you're in the right place. There's more to come, more to feel. Subscribe now and join the story.